Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of KBB Reviews. Hope everyone has had a great first month of the year so far. New year, new me, who this? Today I have this newish product I wanted to review for you all. And I say newish since this controller has been out on the market for a couple years now, and it's one of my favorite controller brands to use. This right here is the PDP Afterglow Xbox controller. Essentially, this controller has all the same functions as a regular Xbox One, Series X, and S controller, except it has, you guessed it, RGBs. And who doesn't like a good RGB controller? Now, I've been using PDP brand for about 2 to 3 years now, and like I mentioned earlier, is my go-to controller for pretty much anything when I game on my PC. So what's so good about this specific controller? Well, stay a while, listen, and let's get started. Oh, it looks like we got started already. So, as always, what's in the box? First up, we have what the instruction manual is supposed to be, and a little more on that later. The 10 feet or 3 meter long USB cable using a micro USB connection. It doesn't want to focus, but you can see the shape of it. And the controller itself. Before we continue, let me go ahead and put on some keycaps for this just to add a little bit of flair and make the thumbsticks more tactile. And whoa, that was fast. Take a look at that, black and blue. Alright, so right out the box, this controller is pretty lightweight, at least compared to the regular Xbox controller, which is slightly heavier due to the batteries you need to use to power it. The controller is extremely well built, no jagged edges or visible cutouts from where the plastic was cut off the molding. All pieces are in line and match up to each other, creating one concise package. This controller also has all the features of an Xbox controller, which are usually lacking in other aftermarket ones, like the controller vibration function, or the rumble feature as it's well known, and the headphone jack. The controller fits well in the hand. The buttons are all responsive, although the A button feels like it needs to be broken in a little bit. It was a little bit stiff when I depressed it. The triggers and the bumpers are easy to press, and the thumbsticks, seeing as how this is a brand new controller, are very responsive and return to its original position without any delay. Now let's go ahead and plug this in so I can show you all the different RGB settings. And wow, look, it already knows my favorite color. So let's go back to the handy dandy instruction manual, or what was supposed to be the instruction manual. Now, I get that a lot of companies want to try to be eco-friendly and not use too much paper, but really, how hard would it have been to just put instructions on all these pages instead of all this useless information in different languages? And just to save you all some time, I'll go over the important aspects of this so you don't need to scan the QR code to be taken to a website with numerous links to instruction manuals. Now to change the RGBs, you'll hold down the function button, which is located right next to the right thumbstick. As you're holding it down, you'll move the left thumbstick in a circle to choose the color you want. You also have the option of turning the LEDs off by holding the function and pressing the left trigger. Now the instructions also mentioned you can increase or decrease the brightness, but I couldn't figure it out and the brightness didn't really bother me, so it's not an issue for me. Now let's dim the lights a little bit and see how this looks like. So there are 4 LEDs located on the front face of the controller and no LEDs on the back. Now you can change the brightness of the RGBs or even have them off if you don't want to have them on, but you wouldn't have purchased this just to not have the lights on. Now let's turn the lights completely off and see how bright this gets. I really do like the silhouette this gives the controller when in the dark. A couple of pros for me about this controller is that the price more or less equals what you get. For $29.99, this controller is worth it to me because it has everything a regular Xbox One, X, and S controller has. It lights up and doesn't use batteries. It doesn't feel cheaply made either, and the controller is smooth all around, indicating precise machine cutouts. A big con for me, though, has to do with the Thumbstick Drift. Now, a lot of people like to ask, what about the drift? Does it drift? And all I can say is eventually it's gonna drift like Tokyo. Obviously, it depends on the game you're playing and how forceful you are with the thumbsticks. I've noticed, for me at least, playing first-person shooters like Call of Duty or Apex Legends or what have you, the thumbsticks, especially when depressing them, wear out faster than if you were playing a non-aggressive game such as RPGs or any slow-moving game that doesn't have you double-clicking to sprint every 5 seconds. The more moving parts an item has, the more chances it has to degrade or break. In honesty, on a yearly basis, I would say I purchase maybe 2 of these each year since I do play Call of Duty on my PC and other first-person shooter games. Therefore, the thumbsticks do drift, or they do end up drifting after a while. Now again, it all depends on what your preference for games are and how aggressively you play, but only a diamond lasts forever, so expect to be buying a replacement controller somewhere down the line. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Consider leaving a like or even subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. It is a brand new year, and now that I'm at 600 subs in, my goal is 400 more to hit that 1,000 milestone. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all again in the next video.